Yo guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be trying a small challenge just to start off with, because I might do a little challenge series, but we're going to be trying to land different planes in infinite flight without landing gear. I mean, that sounds impossible, right? Well, it's not. Right, well, without further ado, let's stop waffling. Let's get onto infinite flight and let's start flying and try and land these planes without landing gear. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but let's just give it a go. I'm going to start off with a Ryanair 737. Now, Ryanair don't really butter that often, in fact very rarely butter. So this is the kind of landings for them, I guess. I mean, sounds right to me. Personally, I think that was a pretty good landing. I'm surprised that I actually managed to do that. I'm going to rate that as a 7.5 out of 10. Now, I'm going to warn you, it does get harder because, you know, bigger planes, harder to maneuver. Next, we're going to be using the brand new 777-300ER in the Emirates livery. Now, Emirates are obviously one of the best airlines in the world, in fact one of the top 10. So this is quite an unusual landing for them, so yeah, it didn't really go to plan, as you'll see in a second. Yeah, just watch. Now, I may have lied and said that it didn't really go to plan, but actually it went really well. And for Emirates, that probably wouldn't have been a great landing because, you know, they're one of the best. Yeah, but for me, I think that was a pretty good landing. In fact, probably better than the Ryanair landing, which is, you know, isn't very hard. Now, the next thing we're going to try and land is the Air Force One Queen of the Skies. Now, I rarely ever see anyone fly this. It is very rare to see anyone fly in infinite flight, but also very rare to see it in real life. But let's see how it goes. Now, we were so close to landing early. Like, oh my god, we literally just skimmed the grass and landed on the edge of the concrete where the runway starts. Oh, that was a close one. Now, after we landed, I actually brought my flaps up to see what would happen, and it basically just made the whole aircraft like tilt back. Now, I will say that was a pretty good landing, but it wasn't as good as the first and the second one. We did skim the grass at the start of the runway, which is a downside, as well as it wasn't as smooth. But yeah, I'm going to say that's a 5.5 out of 10. Let's move on. Now we have downgraded into a slightly smaller plane than the 747. We are in a Malaysian Airlines A350, and yeah, this one really wasn't great, and this time I'm not lying. Just watch. Yeah, now you see what I mean. Yeah, that was a bit of an oof, wasn't it? Anyway, that was probably a 3.5. because it was just absolutely awful. And apparently A350s are meant to be butter machines. Well, without landing gear, there's no chance, because that was 100%, in fact 1000% not a butter. Well, you never know, it might just be me, because I'm not very good at landing planes either, even with landing gear. Anyway, let's rate it. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say a 1. The last plane we're gonna be testing today is the beast itself, the biggest of them all, the A380. Now, this was okay. Yeah, just watch. That was a pretty hard touchdown for Etihad. Yeah, I'm still gonna say that the first and the second one were the best. just because they were probably easier planes to land. But I'm going to rate that as probably a 6. It was on the centre line, but it was a pretty large touchdown. And yeah, that's basically it for today, guys. So tell me which one was your favourite landings, and tell me why, and also rate it so I can see what other people think. Because personally, I think the second one was the best, just because I rated it quite high, and yeah, it was pretty good. And so yeah, guys, thanks for watching.